What's this? A new Twst video? When was the last time I did one of these? So it's been ages since I did one of these. Literal years at this point. I don't know, I wasn't really feeling like editing any of them. I just thought they were really boring.
汝の魂の形を見せよ。
いらっしゃいませ。クリスプ&ディップスへようこそ。何かお困りでしたらお声掛けください。どうか遠慮なさらず。
Here in Twisted Wonderland, there's actually several different ways you can tell you got an SSR card. One of the ways you can tell is kind of by the sparklies on these. So you notice how all these rare cards just have like the simple stuff? Oh, this is what it looks like when it's higher rarity.
どうしたんだ？砂漠でオアシスを見つけたような顔をして。
So that was fun. That was my third Jamil, which I'm surprised by. I thought I only had him once, but turns out no, I've actually pulled him again a different time. So, as I was saying, there are different ways to tell if you got an SSR throughout the poll, and one of them is another one is this one. When you get this voice line from the mirror, it means you got an SSR somewhere on the poll. And the last two are the coffin itself. So when it's an SSR, the coffin will be more detailed, and you'll see what I mean when another SSR pops up. Hopefully it's Cater, but like this design right here means it's an SSR right away.
なんだ。俺は誰ともつるむ気はないぞ。
What the heck? I also have 3 jacks. I don't understand why I'm getting duplicates specifically of ones I've already gotten twice. That's pretty funny. So yeah, that coffin design, that more detailed one, is an automatic giveaway that's going to be an SSR. There's also all the little sparklies at the back of the coffin. If it's just a regular SR, it's gonna have just purple and green sparklies. Whereas if it's an SSR, it's gonna have a bunch of sparklies at the back, and they're all gonna be a bunch of different colors, including some red ones, and a gold one will pass by at the back. And I also haven't really scouted in general in Twst in a while, because Twisted Wonderland rates are evil. Let me tell you, this game used to not have any pity back when I first started playing it. Like, the pity thing has been around for like 2 years, maybe a year. I'm not exactly sure, but like it used to not always be there. It would be you had to pull 100 times and just hope that like 50% would go to the SSR that was featured instead of one of the default ones. And if you lost it, you would have to pull another 100 times and just hope that you would actually win the 50-50 on that one instead, because you could just do it all over again and not get the card you wanted. Like, I was so glad when they added the 200 pity, because before that I would pull up to like 100, and thankfully I would get lucky and get the one I wanted. But then if you didn't, like, again, if you didn't, you would have to like start all over, and maybe it would pop up before the like pity SSR, but like there was no guarantee. And like now you can actually get the one you wanted at the 200 pulls. You just need to have enough gems / keys for it. Another thing is, I'm so glad the Twst anime finally came out last year, because I remember that being teased for ages. Like, I remember they dropped an image for them back in like 2022, but it was only like a little image. There were no teasers or anything. So for years, we were basically left in the dark as to how this was going. So at some point, I thought they just canceled it and didn't say anything, but no, it turns out that they actually managed to greenlight the first 3 seasons. We just got the episode of Heartflabule back in October, and we should be getting Savannah Claw either some point later this year or like next year. because like they've already released a trailer for it as well, but there hasn't been any more info since then, and we probably won't be getting any more info until they actually have an actual release date for it. And I would assume that they're going to release it Heartstable style, where one episode a week, which I think is pretty nice. It gives me something to look forward to every week. I still haven't finished watching episode of Heartstable yet, though, because I keep getting distracted and watching other things, mainly JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I started that, and I gotta say, I love it. I love it. It's way different than I was expecting. I love the story, and I love the cast of characters. Like, there's not a single major character I hate. I love them all, and I think it does a very good job of getting you attached to the characters. Okay, so that was a little bit of a side tangent. But about the Twst anime, so I've seen a few episodes of the Heartstable one, and I've noticed that there's a ton of differences between the anime and the actual game, and that's because the anime follows more the manga, but there are definitely a ton of similarities between both the manga and the game. It's just that the manga, of course, has to change some things around because in the game, like, you is supposed to represent you, and obviously they can't really translate that over into an anime because that wouldn't really work. But oh, here comes another SSR. Oops.
人はそれぞれにみんな美しい。
Okay, so I already had Rook, but I was unsure of exactly how many copies I had, so this is my second Rook. That's okay. And back to the anime. So they obviously can't translate the whole like, you being you, so they just gotta go with the manga where you is more of an established character, so that kind of changes a few things, and like not a crazy amount. There are still some similarities, like namely one of the other biggest differences I think you could tell was the whole entrance ceremony thing. Like some things are the exact same and other ones aren't. Namely, Ace and Deuce, they don't actually meet till a bit later in the game, whereas in the anime, they already kind of seem to have started talking to each other. But yeah, they didn't really know each other prior, so there is that. There's also the reason for their, like, being expelled. It kind of changed a bit from the game, but I won't say anymore because obviously I don't really want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. That wouldn't be very cool of me. There's tons of new people who just got into Twst, and that's always fun to see, but hopefully we can keep up the, like, fandom etiquette because, you know, when something kind of blows up and gets popular, there are bound to be a whole bunch of bad apples who join a fandom and then get upset because they only go off of first impression, but so far everything seems to be fine.
クリスプ&ディップスダイナーにようこそ。今だけのスペシャルなメニューを楽しんで。いらっしゃいませ。お席にご案内します。どのメニューも当店おすすめ。ゆっくり悩んじゃってね。
This cater card is so cute. I think it's my favorite one of his. The minute I saw it on JP server last year, I just knew I had to have it once it came over to English. And that will be all for today. So have a nice day, y'all.